All right, let's go to Shirley in Tampa, Florida. What's up, Shirley? Shirley, you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's happening?
How are you?
Partying. What are you up to?
Nothing, just here on my early lunch break to do this call.
Early lunch break? It's like a late breakfast at best. Good for you.
Yeah, it's kind of, basically.
When does your shift start?
I start at 8 a.m.
That is unacceptable. You need a new job. All right, so what's up? What's up?
All right, so I've been going through a divorce.
I'm sorry.
Kind of since January. Still isn't finalized. Will be finalized towards the beginning of July. But man, this thing is tough. When I say it's tough, it's like unlike something I've ever been through before, and it's definitely taught me a lot about myself. But it's also put a lot into perspective for just many things that I'm coming to realize. Not like I said, like emotionally, mentally, and even financially, like relying on this person for so long that once that was gone, I completely went into like a survival mode, if that makes sense.
Of course. Yeah. If you had done anything less than going to survival mode, there'd be something you wouldn't be operating right. So good for you. That was exactly the right thing for you and your body. What happened?
So him and I we were together for 6 years. We did do long distance for 4 years. I actually lived in Nebraska, and I met him in Vegas. That's also a very long story.
Atta girl. Way to go, Shirley. All good choices come out of Vegas marriages.
I met him in Vegas, but he shortly moved here back to Florida, and I was doing college in Nebraska, so I had to wait it out because I had a full ride. So I ended up moving here COVID of 2020. And, I think for just coming into the relationship, like from a honeymoon phase to being around each other and never living with each other was just like a completely 180 for both of us.
You say that like you're surprised. Like, man, we played lovers on the internet for 4 years, but then when we got around each other, it was weird. Yeah, Shirley, of course it's weird. So it sounded like after y'all got together, it didn't last long.
No. So,
Okay.
I mean, we held it out together for about 3 years. But it kind of just recently ended. So
Okay.
Christmas of past year, unfortunately, he did get physical with me. So
I'm so sorry.
I can't lie and say that was the first time he got physical with me, So
What was it about this time that you said that's enough?
It's funny, and I don't want to say it's funny because even then I still didn't want to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until, like his family kind of got involved because it was around his family. So that was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. It was like, okay, what are we doing here? So we had talked about it after it all had happened, and we were like, okay, because we actually did not get married till this past October. So we were only married for about 3 months.
A few months.
And
well, in it would be a very rare relationship that there's that kind of physical abuse. When I say that kind, I mean repetitive. It happens more than just one time. It's so egregious that the person's family gets involved, and probably in defense of you, that there isn't all sorts of other abuse or all sorts of other really taking your soul from you and putting it in a box and burying it in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very common to lose all of you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when they got involved, it was like a step back. And that's when we kind of both sat down and said, okay, well, now we're married. Like, should we try marriage counseling? Should we?
No, he should try not hitting you.
Try something. Yeah. That definitely.
That's the thing.
So
what's your question? How can I help you?
So my question here is, I'm just having a very hard time forgiving him. Like,
walk away. Walk away. Walk away.
Yeah.
What you're hoping to do is you're hoping to try to make this thing right, and you can't.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I think I'm trying to keep, like you said, walking away and taking control in matters in my own hands. And
why does that? Why? Who told you? And this is a long pull through narrative in your life. I would be willing to bet money that you are not good enough or smart enough or strong enough to do things on your own for a while. Who told you that? Because it's
myself, actually.
It's bull crap on a stick. Yeah, but you earned that story somewhere.
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
I honestly think it was just kind of my upbringing with my my relationship with family and siblings, just kind of like seeing how life played out in certain areas, and also having a lot of abandonment issues, like my father passing away when I was 9, and my mom getting married again, and my sister leaving the college, and it was just kind of like, as soon as this happened, and actually he was the one to walk away from it, immediately I went into that like abandon, like I'm not good enough again.
Yep.
Here I am.
Yep. What were you, a full ride student? What were you studying?
I studied criminology and criminal justice.
What are you going to do with that degree?
So I actually attempted to become a cop.
Okay.
So I got through the process through 2 different counties, and again, I got completely through the whole process, but I didn't get chosen from the candidate pool. So then those other underlying issues were like, okay, here I am again, not good enough. Me? So then I just started doing like smaller jobs on the side, and then like now I'm personal training.
Did they give you feedback as to why?
Technically, no. It was just more so like the pool was very competitive, and you just were not chosen.
I would continue to re-enter that pool. There are such severe candidate choices in this country that somebody with your academic credentials, that a university looked at you and said, we're going to let you go for free. That's how bad we want you here. Somebody with that level of academic ability, not to mention your personal training ability, like you would be a star candidate across the country.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, I mean, that's my world. That's the guys I hang out with. I know those guys, and they are in many counties across the country. They're desperate for people to come in and say, I want to be a part of helping this community. And so what I don't want you to do is to circle the wagons in one of the most desirable places to live in the United States, where there happens to be a surplus of candidates. That's just very rare. But bigger than that, at some point, you're going to fall right back into somebody else who's going to put their ring through your nose and drag you around their life, unless you decide for the first time since you were a little bitty girl that what I want matters and what I need matters. And the life that I have laid out in front of me, these dreams that I have, I get to see them to fulfillment. And of course, having a partner in that adventure would be great, but I'm worth more than getting hit. I'm worth more than getting stolen from, because I guarantee you he took your money. Worth more than being called stupid and ridiculous because I didn't get a particular job, and I know he cut you down. Like you're worth more than all of that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you believe that?
See, I see it and I know it, but it's so hard when you are in that mindset of
That's
like,
right.
Like I do not believe it. Like there's moments where I'm like, all right, I'm doing this, I'm getting through it. Like I'm capable of it. But then there are those moments where you're just like, am I though? Am I?
Here's the plan moving forward, okay? When we get off this call, I want you to go down to Walmart or just a local store, and I want you to get yourself a small journal, okay? And I want you to write down in that journal 4 or 5 I am statements that are going to be your new identity that you're going to live into. I am Shirley, and I'm worth being loved. I'm Shirley, and things of unspeakable evil have happened to me in the past, and I'm about going forward. I'm Shirley, and I'm a steward of my mind and my body. And I want you to put those things down, and then I want you to come up with 4 or 5 things, not thoughts you can think. Our culture's sick with enough thinking and feeling. I want you to put 4 or 5 things that you can do.
Sure.
Okay? That come hell or high water, unless you're sick, that you're going to do those things every day. You're going to begin to lean in and practice these new identities. Okay? Another thing you got to do for the first time in your life, and it's going to cost you some money, and I want you to say, for the first time, Shirley's worth this, is you need to call a counselor. Call my friends at BetterHelp. They'll hook you up, or call a local counselor there in Tampa. I think it'd be good for you to see somebody in person. And I want you to walk in and sit down and say, my dad died when I was 9. My mom brought another man into the house when I was 11. My sister left when I was 14. I just got out of an abusive marriage. I'm sick and tired of everybody leaving me, and I'm sick and tired of my body approaching every relationship as though I'm about to be left. I'm ready to heal. I want you to have that exact sentence. I want you to write it down and read that to the therapist. Because I don't think you need therapy where we're just going to sit and talk and chit-chat and talk and chit-chat and talk and chit-chat. You have to heal your body that is so ready for everybody to leave you that you will accept anybody and anything, even somebody physically harming you. You're worth so much more, Shirley. So much more. And your friends know it. Your ex's family knows it. I know it. There's one person left that needs to know it, and that's you. And it's just going to take some healing because you've been through hell and back. And you and I could probably sit and talk for a couple hours, and you could tell me some stories that would make my skin crawl. But you're here, and you made it. Now you get to decide, what are we going to do next? And my hope is, for the first time, you're going to put Shirley first and begin to love Shirley. Whew. That's the path to peace, my sister. Hang on the line. I'm going to send you a couple of things. I'm going to send you Total Money Makeover and a year subscription to Financial Peace University. I work at Ramsey Solutions. We're going to teach you how to take care of your money. I'm also going to send you a copy of my book, Own Your Past, Change Your Future, about dealing with life after it deals with you. What do you do next? And also, I want you to stay on the line. I'm going to send you a copy of my friend Ken Coleman's book, Paycheck to Purpose. We're going to help you find that police officer job that is right for you. And it is out there in this country. I promise you. I promise you. Hang on the line. I'm going to send you all that stuff to get you launched out of this abusive relationship and into the next thing.